Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Inside the Den. Today we're going to take a look at Aether Saga Odyssey, and this is a free-to-play anime, manga style or inspired MMORPG. Has a lot of really cool elements and stuff like that. A lot of cool PvP and pet systems, and it's a game from Perfect World. So what do you expect? It's got the breadth and depth of the game is immense. We're not going to be able to take a look at all of it, but I did start a character so I can kind of get some grasp of the game. And with these Perfect World games, so often the very early portion of the game is literally just me running around doing all these quests back and forth. So I kind of wanted to skip by that part. But what I do want to show you is the character creation. Is I do have a pretty cool amount, bunch of storks flying by, but pretty cool little character creation and the way that they do this. So essentially what you have is you have a few different races. It's more like not races, it's more like ethnicities, I guess you could say. I don't exactly know what to call it. So these first two are the Ren Dragoons, and there you can play Ren. Well, you could play the Ren Dragoon or the Ranger, and then you've got your Shenzu, your Conjurer, or your Mystic. Then you've got your Yao, the Rogue or the Shaman, and then you've got your Mogyu, which you have the Hellion or the Maven. And you can see each of these have their own primary weapon, their own strengths, and then their ability to learn certain skills at their height or their peak, their kind of their job advancement, I guess you could say. So with this one, you've got magic, blessings, and curses. Weapon is a scepter. And then, a dual axe type of guy, very much a DPS, right up close and personal DPS style. The Shaman, you've got casting buffs and support, very support style characteristic. Then you've got a Rogue that's pretty self-explanatory. Mystic, defense and healing spells. Then you've got a Conjurer, which is ranged attack spells. And then you've got the Ranger, which is your bow. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create one of these characters. I'm actually going to create a Maven because I think they're pretty cool. And I like to play like Warlocks and stuff like that. And that kind of has that look and feel. And you can see each of these will give you kind of a different style, so to say. So let's go ahead and make it female. I have my certain name that I like to use. There's a reason behind that, and eventually I will show you guys, do a little video for you guys to show you why I use that name. And let's take a look at a couple different hairstyles. So as you can see, very Chinese inspired as far as the hairstyles and the art style, and even this, this background, with these dragons and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff is very, very Chinese mythologically inspired and stuff of that nature. So let's go ahead and do that, and let's give my character a name. So, and like I said, the name I normally use, and it always gets cut off in these Perfect World games. I had to use this same name for Jade Dynasty and the same name for Legend of Kung Fu and stuff like that, which you may notice that this game looks a lot like Legend of Kung Fu, and it's really interesting to me that they essentially have two games that are almost the exact same style. Not sure what the purpose is there. I understand there's a little bit of difference in the two games, but I'm not completely sold on why they had to have two games with the same style, kind of the same everything, art style, gameplay, the whole shot. But I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna jump in with this level 1 character. I just wanted to show you that for the character creation because I don't really want to go through all those quests that just kind of walk me back and forth. I want to show you some of the, we're not really late into the game. I'm only level 6, but I want to show you a little more of, stuff that's going to get me right into combat. I don't want to take and spend, my 15 or 20 minutes running around back and forth and then having like 2 minutes to show you guys essentially some combat stuff. So, but as you can see, let's take a look at the map real quick, and we can zoom in or we can zoom out on the map. You can see the map is really pretty large, and it even gets bigger than this. But right now we're in this little Fort Phoenix area, and you can see just like any other Perfect World game, we can pick any of these characters, double click them, and off we'll run to them. The game has, of course, its great system where you can take and you can just use this auto tracker that's just going to send you off in the direction of the monsters, or of the quest, or of the person that you have to turn the quest into, or any of those types of things. Now, art-wise, you can see, like I said, it's very similar to some of their other games, but very well done, high production value. You can always expect that from a Perfect World game, and you can also always expect a good soundtrack. Obviously, very Chinese themed, so you can hear that going in the background. And you know, this quest right here, basically the local tulip ocelots have stolen the feed from the horses. Go to the nearest tulip settlement, and basically we need to take these guys out and get our horse feed back. So it's really interesting about this. I do have one skill because I've already leveled up, so let's go ahead and take a look at those. You can see all the different skills that I have here, and you know, you can also highlight over them, and you can see the different things as far as like this one down at the bottom, third from the bottom. Character level must be greater than or equal to 7. So I'm level 6, so I can't quite use that yet. So I need to stick to using just my Banewind Gust that I can take and I can continue to use. But you can see right there that the next level of this skill is character level greater than or equal to 7. So I'm going to be able to, as you can see, there's a 2 there, so I've already upgraded it twice. And you can see at the top that it's level 2 of 30, so I can upgrade it a total of 30 times. So you want to kind of pick and choose which skills you want to use and which ones you want to upgrade, because you will be limited as far as how many upgrade points you're going to be able to move around to these different skills and stuff like of that nature. So we're going to run around. It's kind of nice. You may have noticed that in the background I was still fighting these guys while I was taking and while I was talking to you about that stuff. What I can essentially do is I can just hit tab and hit either my attack key, which is in the 1, or my skill. And my guy will take off in the right direction. You can see targets the character there, and he'll just start attacking. So it's nice. He's got this spear, so he can essentially take and he can attack from a little bit of he's got a little bit of range to him as far as that stuff is concerned. So we completed that quest, so we're going to cruise back to the woodcutter and get the next one while we continue to talk about some other stuff. We're going to jump right into, so the game does have a very, very intricate pet system, and very similar to a game like Zentai, and there's a few other games out there. You can essentially create a pet out of almost any monster in the game. So this is the game this is the pet that they start you with. And you can do a few things with the pet. We're going to actually stop, and we're going to close this window. You can see there's my little pet right there. He will level up with me. You can see he's actually leveling faster than me. He's level 7, and I'm level 6. We do have some attributes, weapon that have gained upgrades. Click here to upgrade the interface. So, and this is another thing, before we get back to the pet, you can basically level up your weapon. So we want to level that up. You can see it, the next level will be at 11, required spirit, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of a cool little system. But going back to the pet system, I can take and I can have my pet running around fight for me, or I can actually fuse him to myself, and then I get attribute bonuses and stuff like that, because you can see his statistics here and things of that nature. So I can actually fuse him to me. Not only do I get different bonuses, but I get well, basically it's just all bonuses. I was gonna say other skills, but it's not really. But the pet also does eventually get, you see right here, he's got 2 slots for skills and things like that. So he will gain skills and things of that nature. And I'm opening all kinds of windows here. Let's get over to the woodcutter so we can turn this quest in. But you do have your basic character sheet. As you level up, you'll get points that you can assign to your attack, defense, health, and power. So you'll see those right there. And then right now you can see I've actually got 5 affinity points. And then you can see these affinity points, you kind of choose your affinity. Basically Ferris, the flora, Aquan, Pyros, or Terra. So basically, based upon where you put your points, you can see right there, it'll increase flora damage and reduce enemy Terra damage and Terra curse accuracy. So essentially, you want to assign those based upon how you think you're going to be handling your battles and stuff like that. Now, inside of your character screen, you have your gear, but you also have your fashion. So you can take and you can have 2 different kind of looks as far as that stuff is concerned. We wanted to go back to gear. You do gain titles. You can see there's a bunch of different titles. What's really nice about them is you can actually highlight over them and you can see what you need to do to actually earn the titles. So it's kind of cool to be able to do that, and you just highlight over them. Number 1 in the character level rankings. Probably now, I'll probably never be there, but something for you guys to aim for. Then you got your virtue, which shows you, your karma, your reputation, buyer credit, charisma, and things like that. Then you've got your mobs. So you can see essentially this is your reputation with the different types of mobs: beast, kin, Florax, humanoid, because there's a lot of different stuff like that in the game that you end up taking advantage of and really becoming involved in, I guess you could say. So let's get the other quest. This guy's doing a little dance. Sure thing. So he wants us to report to Miserly Merchant, and we're kind of stuck right there. Q does bring up your quest log. I accidentally clicked that to try and strafe, but I actually ended up bringing that up, so I figured I'd show that to you guys real quick. B brings up your bags, and you can see right there, I actually got a mount right there. So we're going to go ahead and use that mount because it's going to get us around a lot faster. And it's pretty funny, just like Zentai, you ride around on it backwards. Now, maybe one of you guys can tell me which one of the games did it first, because I honestly don't know. But let's head off in the direction of this Miserly Merchant. It's pretty funny that you ride around on him backwards, but hey, whatever. We've already taken a look at the skill, we've taken a look at the quest. Then you've got your different functions here, which basically your transform, which this is a really interesting system. I don't know too much about it, but as far as I know, let's actually do this real quick and pick up this quest and go from there. And my pet just upgraded. As far as I know, essentially you can earn different cards from the different factions, so to say, and you can use those to kind of transform yourself. So here we go. Sometimes this will explain it. Sometimes monsters will drop cards. Right click on a card in your bag to learn how to transform, and so on and so forth. So there you go. I can transform. You get this. You can transform into this stinging squad, and it tells you how many times you can transform. Kind of a cool little feature that the game has. Another little feature that the game has is this gameplay guide. So as you see, I didn't know what it was. I just clicked on that, and it brought it right up. And you can go through, and if you want to learn anything, or you kind of, oh, you know what, I don't remember how this works or whatever, you can go ahead and you can open or close this using L, and you can see right there. It's kind of cool. We'll walk you through a lot of stuff. So that's the transform section. Then we've got crafting. The game does have a very, very big crafting feature. You got friends. You got party settings. Actually, let's get this quest so we can cruise off in whatever direction he's going to send us in. Collect merchant bag. So retrieve the goods that were stolen from the merchant. So let's go here to head to that settlement, take those guys out while we talk about some of this other stuff. Alliance and clans, basically just your guilds. Then you got your player rankings, so you can see Mr. Lucifer, he's Shensu Marksman, level 108. So, and you can sort this by all kinds of different stuff. Regional, alliance virtues, top players by gold, and you can see the gold maxes out at 220,000 by dominance, by infamy. So you can actually earn infamy. You can see this guy has a negative karma, so you can actually take and reverse your karma by doing things that are, quote unquote evil, so to say. And so that's kind of a neat little thing. And then on the opposite side, by virtue, by doing the good things, you've got Lady Fantasy, which has got a virtue of 77,998. So pretty crazy. By consumption, by achievement. So it's really cool. I mean, like I said, you always have just a huge amount of depth as far as these games are concerned whenever you're talking about Perfect World games, whether it be their flagship game, Perfect World, or it be something like this, or Jade Dynasty, or Battle of the Immortals, or whatever. It just always amazes me how deep they go with their different games. But as you can see, combat and stuff like that is pretty basic. And right now, most of these things are going down pretty easy. And essentially, we were just out to get the bag. We already got it, but I'm taking out a few more of these guys so we can show you guys some more of this stuff. But let's actually take off and explore a little bit. Let's get on our donkey and see if we can find some other cool monsters to check out and stuff of that nature. So you've got some Katsu Fox, and you can see their name is in green. So, and then you've got one of the Dewdrop Bunnies, which is essentially the same type of pet that I already have. Then you've got your Mawtu Longtail. Now, one thing that I have read, now I haven't leveled up high enough to actually see it, but the PvP system in this game is supposed to be really, really good and really, really intense. If some of you guys who are out there actually play a lot and have gotten deeper into the PvP system, I'd love to hear what you have to say about it, or your thoughts in the comments, or on our forums at MMOden.com. So, but I'm going to take out some of these guys because it looks like they're going to be a little bit harder. But what's really funny about it is they're not really actually taken that much more effort to take them down. So I mean, essentially, I guess you could try and really go after some higher level monsters. But you can see down at the bottom, you've got your experience bar, so you can see every time I take one of these guys out, I get almost a percentage point, so I'd need to take out about 13 more to actually level up. But I'm going to jump back on my donkey and see if we can find some other cool guys to check out. Let's actually just do this. I'm just going to click, because you can click directly on the map, and you can see your guy will take off in that direction. That's always a cool thing, so I can sit there and I can, you know, show you guys other stuff while my character is running off into that other direction, or you know, when you're taking, let's say, you know, you have to go to the bathroom or whatever, you can just click in a certain direction where you know you need to go, and then just go run and, you know, whatever little errands you have to run, so to say. Now the Heavens Repository, this is essentially your cash shop, and as you can see, they've got a lot of different stuff in here. They've got promotional items, then they've got your functional items, which, like you can see here, this one gives a 15% bonus chance to success when forging resonance armor, remedies. You've got, you know, things like this. Recovers a total of 300,000 health points. Those are always cool to have. Then you've got fashion, which you could see you could put on all kinds of different, you know, tracksuit, formal suit, so you can kind of blend the fantasy with kind of reality. You can get some pretty cool looking mounts, and you can see their speed, 5 meters per second, 5 meters per second. So it looks like they're all pretty much the same speed. Let's see if this helicopter is a little bit fast. There you go, 8 meters per second for this little boar copter. It's kind of cool. Some of these, the fish copter, the griffin, all kinds of different stuff. Then you can buy different pets. And, you know, in the pet system, these charms here, so your meld is, when you first get a pet, you have to meld him to you, and then you can use him, and then, you know, that's when you can fuse them back and forth, or you can call them to help you out and stuff like that. So Charm of Truth prevents mutation, and then here's a lot of the popular things. The Wheel of Luck includes bride set, groom set, so basically so you can get married and stuff like that. But, you know, just like I was saying, you know, it's always one of those things where, you know, you can see just a ton of depth as far as the game is concerned. And, you know, right now it's really kind of too bad because I'm not seeing any other players. But from what I've heard, the game is wildly popular. Maybe I'm just on the wrong server. Maybe it's just a new player thing. There's just not a lot of new players. It's just one of those things that it's more... there's more players in the later game and doing PvP and stuff like that. But you can see, I mean, the actual chat box is fairly active with people selling items and things like that. You can see some of these later items that you get that people are selling for pretty high gold costs and stuff like that. But I mean, it's pretty crazy that I'm this far away and I'm still seeing the same monsters. That is a little bit of a disappointment. Nothing I could do about it, but I just didn't know where I was heading. So, but as far as, like, you know, seeing off in the distance graphically, the game is you know, really nice to look at. I'm actually going to cruise back this way and head back to the, actually I'm too far away. I can't run back to the merchant. So let's see, where are we here? So can we run to there? Nope, we can't. So maybe because we're up on this hill. Let's see if we can get down this hill. So a little bit of a bug there. You can't use the auto function all the time. So let's close our map, see if we can use it now. There we go. So, but I mean, like I was saying, you know, graphically you can see, I mean, they did a really good job from a cartoony, you know, kind of that manga anime style look and feel. It is too bad that we didn't see a lot of other players. We did see, I think I saw one or two running around town. So that does have me a little bit of concern, even though I know a lot of people have told me that the game is really popular. But, you know, it always worries me when I don't see new players in the game. But that's about all the time that I have. I hope you guys enjoyed today's trip inside the den. Don't forget to subscribe and keep yourself updated as each new episode is released. If you'd like to play or learn more about Aether Saga Odyssey, you can read our full review on MMOden.com or just click the link in the description. Till next time, thanks for watching.